Yo YouTube, it's Tate Takes, tapping back in with another video. This one is going to be on Deshaun Watson and the NFL coming into an agreement or coming to a verdict that Deshaun Watson is going to be suspended for 11 games and fined $5 million. Listen, my take on it is, obviously I already reported on this before with 2 videos before this, right? So I want to keep this one nice, short, and sweet. But we must tap back in and talk about this topic just because they finally came to the verdict, right? Like I said, I'll talk a little bit about what I did in the first couple videos. I obviously said I didn't believe that he was warranted to be suspended for any games just because of lack of evidence. It's all pure speculation. It's all pure he say, she say. And if you ask me, I think that's bullshit. But nonetheless, they did come to the verdict. It is what it is. At least he can now put this behind him. It's finally over. And now you can just start paying your dues and get it over with and move on to, move on to the season, right? Ultimately, he'll be able to come back in week 6. He'll be able to go into the building. He won't be able to play in games, but he'll be able to be in the building, which is a huge step to, him getting back on the field and just him being around the team and getting in those reps, right? He'll be back in week 13, although he's suspended for 11 games. Although he's suspended for 11 games, they got a bye week in like the first couple games. So it'll be 11 games suspended, but it'll be 12 weeks throughout the season, and then he'll come back on, week 13. I don't know, man. It puts him at a huge disadvantage, obviously, because, you're going to have all the other teams going to be way ahead of the game in the sense of their starting quarterback, if not hurt, will be in, have a 12-week head start on Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. Maybe they can make it work. Maybe they won't. Ultimately, whoever the backup quarterback is, if they bring in Jimmy Garoppolo or if they just go with Brissett, they're going to have to, lead the charge for the first 12 weeks and put themselves in positions that when Deshaun Watson come back, they can ultimately make a push for the playoffs. Because this team that the Cleveland Browns is building, they're not building this team to only, win regular season games. This team is built to win a championship. And Cleveland Brown obviously felt like the last step to putting this all together was going to get a big time quarterback. And they feel as though they did so. I feel as though they did so as well. It's just we haven't seen him in 2 years, and now when he come back, it'll be like 2.5 years. So it's going to take some time to bounce back. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're already going to be behind the 8 ball for this year, but not even including the year before that you didn't play neither. So Deshaun Watson is going to have a lot of catching up to do. So ultimately, if you ask me, I believe he can do it. 5 games is like a decent amount of games to be able to get back in, round yourself into shape, and then by the time you're going into the playoffs, you got a couple games under your belt. Hopefully, he can be ready to go. And that's even if the backup quarterback is able to put the Cleveland Browns in a position to even be able to make a push in the last 5 games. Maybe they're doing well, and maybe they just sit Deshaun Watson for the rest of the season and just go with what they got if they're already playing well. Who knows? It could put them in a difficult situation. But right now, everybody's intentions and expect Deshaun Watson to come back in week 13. But like I said, man, I reported on this already. I don't really want to go too much into it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth just off the fact that I don't think he should have been suspended at all. But nonetheless, leave a comment, subscribe, and it's Tate Takes, man. We out of here. Let's get it.